Have you ever felt in your life that you had a specific idea about yourself and afterwards you discovered that your idea was actually not true? Have you ever experienced in your life that some people saw you totally different than you saw yourself? Have you ever experienced that, you get to discover things about you that you didn't know? And you also must have experienced that we tell ourselves stories. We see ourselves a specific way because we have been having interactions with people. People have said things about us that we were not able to, to understand. And it happens so many times that we think that at some point when you don't seem to understand specific things, that something is wrong with you. I had many times in my life that I thought, I'm just different. I don't know what it is. I'm just different. Even though we were together, in groups and sharing the same experiences, then you keep on experience that you react different, okay? And it's about perception. How you see yourself. How do you see yourself, and how is that formed, all right? Because children, when they grow up, and they grow up in very wealthy family, they have totally other ideas about money than children growing up in poor families, right? There's many people when they go to school and then they start with university that they think, yeah, well, let's do that and then get myself a job, for a career and 9 to 5, and then just growing higher on the ladder, and then then I will have a sort of balance and receive the money that I want and then get on with it. But then we come to discover many things that are told to us are not true at all. So for many people, it's perhaps the situation that you think you need to have a university degree in order to have a qualityful life. That's not true at all. That's not true at all, I know people in my life who would be truly miserable if you would force them to go through university to have a specific degree. And what I truly love about the school system here in Switzerland is that there's so many ways to start from where you are and literally go and step into another direction if you want it. Because for some things in life, when we have to decide, some children at the age of 12 need to decide what they're going to do for the rest of their life. How can you expect that? There's children who are mature to do so, but there's many children who are not. And also depending on what the children have been hearing when they were growing up, they end up with a total different idea of themselves than who they truly are. And they only get to discover it when they're much older, right? So how do you deal with that? How do you rhyme everything all together? It's truly, how to say, the society is truly not that supportive when it comes to allowing yourself to be different and needing your time to develop yourself and needing time to receive clarity depending on what it is that you truly want in life. How many possibilities and opportunities do people receive earlier in life so they get to know themselves, what they truly want and what they truly think is important? And are those people supported to go for what they truly want, or are they pushed into a direction? You need to earn money, and you need to earn money right now because we need it. That's the way it is. I wasn't allowed to choose my job. I had to do this, so now you do the same. And that's what they teach their children, right? and can be totally different from what the child wants. Totally different. And then you find yourself in situations that you're forced into, and then you really cannot understand how you are perhaps so frustrated or fed up, or you think you don't fit in, or you think you don't belong, or you think there's something wrong with you. Just because what you have been hearing things over and over again. So you have to understand that how is a belief formed, okay? A belief is formed when you keep on hearing things over and over and over again. All right? If people keep on telling you or showing with their actions that they just keep on projecting that they're not enough for themselves, right? What you get from that is that you start to think that you are not enough. All right? So you have to be very conscious about what for type of person that you were surrounded from the ages 0 to 7, because whatever happens to you in that situation, you perceive it as your truth. All right? And when those people are not conscious about their behavior, you're not going to receive the message from them that is their projection towards themselves that you mirror. It is not the truth about who you are. And this is so massively important. I want you to know several things. There's nothing wrong with you. Right? There's nothing wrong with you. You might be in an environment that has not been very supportive for you. All right? But you have the responsibility now. You can choose your environment. When you're watching this video as an adult, you can choose your environment. And I want you to know that everything that you truly desire in your life is there for a reason why. You wouldn't have the thought in the first place if you weren't able to achieve it. Though it might seem so different from your reality right now, but that is only because you were not aware of this knowledge. So now you know. So what do you do with it? All right. And I want you to know that you have innate capability. I want you to know that you have innate capabilities. All right? You have so much power inside of you that, when you are able to tap into your intellectual faculties, you are able to create marvelous things in your life. And people have been showing that over and over and over again, no matter where they grew up, no matter how harsh their, younger years were. And, the resilience people have, and the power, and the true power inside of you. So we are taught to interpret things depending on our circumstances and depending on what we perceive as true by our 5 senses, okay? So, but that's literally just the outside world. The inside world, your inside world, your intellectual faculties, you know what they are? Okay? So they're perception, reason, will, intuition, imagination, and memory. And with those faculties, you are connected to that power inside of you. Because when you say, I am myself, who is saying that? You say, this is my arm. Okay, but who is saying this is my arm? You don't say, I am arm, right? So there's this energy inside of us that we call our self. And our self, that is pure energy. That energy, that energy is the same energy we find in nature. That's the same energy that allows us to... So, back to the stories we tell ourselves. Those stories we tell ourselves, I'm not good at business because I don't have a degree in economics. Well, in order to be a good businessman, to be a good businesswoman or businessman, you need to be born into a family of business owners. Well, I'm not able to read very well because, well, I'm a slow reader. I don't read books. I'm not good at that. But you have to understand that kids are not taught to read in a fluent way. People are teaching children to read, you know, around the age of 6, 7, 9 years old. And then there's not taught to improve that. So when you are not feeling comfortable reading, or you don't find the joy straight away in reading, then you're not going to develop this skill, right? So you think you're not a good reader, but that's not true at all. You just taught to read just only at a specific level. And whatever you develop on your own later on, will empower that skill, okay? And that's with everything. So there's so many things about yourself that you think that are not true. And I want you to sit and I want you to think about things, because, your soul is very patient. Your soul is a power inside of you that we also find in nature. And I truly believe this energy keeps on living after we have died, okay? Because if a person dies and you would put them on a scale right before they die, and you put them back on a scale just after they have passed away, what happens? The weight is exactly the same. So your innate power, that is just energy. And that's also what you see, the energy goes away out of the body. And where does it come from and where does it go, right? There's so many things we don't perceive, but there's so many other stories that you hear, that when things happen, how people got connected through the power inside of them, and that they were able to do things beyond anything imagined earlier before. All right, there's so much about ourselves that we don't know, and I want you to know you have that power too. And if you feel disempowered, it's because you are not aware of the energy that's inside of you, and that's the same energy as we find in the universe. All right, and this energy is inside of you, that is you, and that is your power. There's so much to tell about this. There's so much to share about this. There's so much there's so many things how you can ground yourself. There's so many things how you can connect to that. There's so many ways how you can support yourself in your connection to that self energy. And this is why I'm here, all right? And first, I want you to know that you are not your thoughts and you are not your emotions. All right? Because that is purely of what you have been focusing upon before, or what your outside world is projecting you. So everything is perception. Everything is perception. I want you to know that. And you can literally have anything you want if we change our way of thinking, because it comes down to transforming your paradigm. What is a paradigm? A paradigm is a multitude of habits stored in our subconscious mind. Alright? Our subconscious mind was not able to reject things only around the age of 7, 8. Alright? So anything we heard earlier before that arrived with a lot of repetition and a lot of emotion came right into us, and we accepted it as truth. This is why we have such different lives on this planet and living on the same planet. But this is also good because you were able to change that. Alright? And this is why I'm here. This is what I guide you through. And I want you to know to stop yourself disencouraging stories, because everything that is disencouraging is not true. You are beautiful. You are powerful. You are marvelous. You are magnificent. You are light. You are light energy. You have the same power as you were born. You have the same tenacity of learning things. If you truly want something, you are able to achieve it. It's truly a matter of prioritizing yourself, believing in yourself, having faith, going and look for guidance, going and look for support. And don't think that, you need to have how do you say, psychoanalogy for the rest of your life, because that's not true. That truly is not true. And if people tell you so, that's because they don't want you to rely upon yourself, right? But you are able to receive knowledge, receive implementation that allows you to move forward on your self-actualization, self-realization, so you can be self-reliant in this area. All right? That's the power of it all, and it starts with transforming our paradigms and studying the paradigm and studying yourself. All right, so I am keeping this. I am stopping with this for today because it literally lights my fire, and I can go on for a long time. Okay, so yeah, I just want you to know how beautiful you are, and the love you feel for yourself, or perhaps for others more than for yourself. Give it to yourself first. Prioritize yourself. Check on the internet, what is self-care. Look for meditation, look for grounding exercises. Start doing yoga so you create balance inside you, in your body, mind and soul. And know that your soul has patience, and know that the mind and the body, they are resistant towards change initially, but you train them. All right? Because what you do with training is, when you train for a specific thing, you actually overdo your muscles, you go over the normal behavior, and then it's like you break the fibers, right? What happens then is your muscles get to repair. So they literally are built up again and turn to be stronger than they were initially. That's how you gain strength physically. And it's the same with gaining strength mentally. Alright? And the same with gaining strength emotionally. And it is our responsibility to connect to that power inside of us, and to know that anything we see for ourselves in the back of our minds, we are able to achieve, because otherwise we wouldn't have the thought in the first place, okay? And we have innate powers, and what you need is guidance and direction, a community and an environment that doesn't allow yourself to drift. Give yourself that investment. Give yourself that self-care. Give yourself that patience. Give yourself that love. Give yourself that compassion. Many people go through many difficult things when they grow up. You have to heal from that. There might be things right now that you hear me saying that you think, I don't believe that. Well, that's your right. And see how it supports you in the things that you are willing to achieve. Alright? Because go and test it for yourself. And if you find out that I'm lying, then come to me and come and tell me. And otherwise, you just, go and look for the things that support you and how you're able to support yourself. And go and look for guidance. And if you want me to give that guidance to you, I'm here. If you want somebody else to give that guidance to you, go over there, alright? But know there's many people who are not aware of what a paradigm is and how a paradigm works. And if you truly want permanent change, okay, then you have to work with a paradigm, because a paradigm is responsible for 96, 97% of everything we do. If you want to have change in your life, if you want to install change in your life, what do you think that needs to happen? You have to work with impact, with the thing that impacts your behavior in a tremendous way. Alright? So go out, look for guidance, or reach out to me. I'm here, okay? I'm here, and I'm here to support you, so you can own your destiny and you can live your personal freedom. Alright? That's the only thing that I want for you, because I know how my life changed since I got to know this information. Alright? And this implementation. Well, this is it for now. Talk to you very soon. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so happy that you're prioritizing yourself. Alright, good night. Bye. Ciao, ciao. Mwah. Ciao.